You're watching the Business Channel, creating business class programs. Idbs is a global provider of data management, analytics and modelling solutions. Well, here to tell me more is the VP in charge of corporate development, Chris Malloy. Hello to you.
Hi.
Now, can you give me an overview of your company's activities?
Sure. Idbs is an international company with offices around the world, but headquartered here in the UK. We're a specialist software company providing enterprise software for R&D organisations and also healthcare organisations. Our software essentially makes information and process interoperable across large organisations, and in our healthcare environment combines complex clinical data with genomic data to drive personalised medicine.
So how would R&D organisations use your products?
R&D organisations use our products to make sure that their processes and their data are interoperable, all the way from basic research and discovery through development and into manufacturing. It's really important that organisations do that. Why? Because R&D organisations are driven by data. R&D organisations must capture as much intellectual property as possible, and they must allow innovation to be spread across their organisations by capturing that and sharing it properly through good process. Our solutions, which spread across an enterprise and in fact out into collaborative enterprises, allow just that.
Now, how do you help your customers safeguard their intellectual property, their IP solutions? How do you help them with that?
Intellectual property is generated by information. You can validate your intellectual property because you can prove that you found something at a particular time, that you understood something at a particular time, and that you could bring together all the information necessary for filing that intellectual property, auditable in a controlled way. It's even more important today than it was before, following the America Invents Act of 2011, where first to file is now the important consideration in filing of intellectual property in the US. And what does first to file mean? It means the first people to bring together all the pieces of information necessary to prove that their intellectual property has value. That's data integration and process improvement, and that's what our software helps enable.
Now, you operate in a number of different countries. Can you give an example of how you've helped one of your clients?
We help pharmaceutical manufacturing organisations, for example, to collaborate across their sites in the UK, Europe and Asia. We help large pharmaceutical companies with multiple research sites in the UK and the United States to collaborate. We also, and this is a growing trend now, help big pharmaceutical organisations collaborate with contract research organisations in Asia, Pacific and elsewhere. And this is a really important part of where R&D is going now. The ability to utilise multiple contract research organisations around the world to harness talent and to reduce cost. The product of that collaboration is information. And without being able to handle the information, the value of those collaborations, the value of this new model of R&D is diminished. It's also really important to note that through externalising your research, your organisation is now fundamentally more complicated. You can simplify it through data.
Do you think that the UK government should be doing more or could do more to help you to operate internationally?
I think UK Trade and Investment is doing an extremely good job in promoting what we are doing as an organisation and the value of what we're doing as an organisation. I think domestically the UK has a great opportunity to harness its own intellectual property and its own innovation across all its research centres and across academia to really continue to help us punch above our weight as a nation. And the UK government can drive that and actually be a beacon for how national innovation data are controlled, are brought together and are valued. And I think that is almost the greatest advertisement for what we can do.
Do you have a sort of recipe for success or something that you think has led to your success?
It's believing in our customer success is the recipe to our own success. I mean, everyone in the company gets up every morning thinking about how to make customers more successful, from the CEO, Neil Kipling, down to the research and development part of our organisation and around the world. That's a key area of concern for us. And we know that if we make customers successful, we shall be successful, and so it is proven over the last 20 years. We've got very long-term relationships with our customers, and that actually comes because we understand what they do. We understand the language they speak, we understand how their information is going to be used, and therefore we are more than just an enterprise software provider. We're an agent of change in an organisation, and we're also a trusted partner. And that, in today's environment, is exactly what R&D organisations are looking for.
And finally, why is now a particularly good time for your company?
From an R&D perspective, now is absolutely the right time for enterprise software to have its day. The requirement of R&D organisations now to manage information, to value information, and to improve productivity has never been greater. We see that not just in the pharmaceuticals and life sciences sector where the company has started, but now broadening into other areas of R&D such as chemicals, fast-moving consumer goods, food and beverage, and even into electronics. We think that is a really important part of what 2012 means for us and beyond. For our healthcare business, personalised medicine is on everyone's agenda. And one of the enabling technologies in delivering personalised medicine is the way to make that complex combination of clinical and genetic data consumable by doctors, by academics, and others who are absolutely vital in improving outcomes for all of us as patients worldwide. The technologies exist now to generate vast amounts of data. 12 years ago, it cost more than $3 billion to have a genome sequence. Now, it's just over $1,000. That's a fundamental change. But the amount of data that's generated is enormous. The trick is to make the data consumable. Everybody needs to consume the data in a slightly different way. But the most important thing is to get that data consumable. So our healthcare business will be providing that, is providing that now, and is enabling collaboration between all the stakeholders on a national and international basis.
Chris Malloy from Idbs, thank you very much.
Thank you.